Desert Diaries. Week 17. Hello, Arizona calling. And what would a week here be without a brush with another one of the desert's finest creatures? The dog went into the garden after her morning walk today and we heard her barking a lot, which is very strange for her because she never barks. As a husky, there is a fair amount of howling going on, but not barking. So Dave went to investigate and came back to report, yes, a very annoyed snake had decided to pay us a visit. There was a bit of panic when he convinced himself it was a rattlesnake and that the dog was going to be bitten, so he dragged her inside and decided to take her to work with him just in case. I apparently am fine to be left at home with it, but there you go. Anyway, I'm sure it was a gopher snake, similar markings but no flat triangular head that the rattlers have, so I've left it to get on with its day. We had the most wonderful weekend after the horror of last one, and we went horse riding around the Superstition Mountains. It's one of the most stunning places I've ever been, about half an hour outside Phoenix. We had a really great guide, a guy called James, who pointed out all the different flora and fauna. We saw jackrabbits, red-tailed hawks, eagles, vultures, all in the most glorious backdrop of the mighty superstitions which rise up from the desert floor. It's a place fizzing with history too, as the place is so bound up with the gold rush that happened in Arizona, especially the legend of the lost Dutchman's gold. So Jacob Waltz was a German, yet Dutchman was the old American name for German, I guess coming from Deutsche. Anyway, legend has it he discovered a huge seam of gold in the Superstition Mountains. He bragged about it loads, but never told anyone where it was. After he died in the 1890s, nearly 10,000 people a year would come and try and find the gold. And people still come to this day, in fact, but no one has ever found it. So if you fancy a go, still out there. We also visited Goldfield Ghost Town, which sprung up in the gold rush of the 1800s and was a thriving town. It still has loads of its buildings intact, a store, a saloon, a church, even a jail. Brilliant. There are pictures on Instagram if you want to see it. You can find me at Sam Walker Radio. We also drove to visit Tortilla Flats. It's an exhilarating drive along a really windy mountain road with sheer drops on one side and stunning views over Canyon Lake. Now, Tortilla Flats is a collection of about 4 buildings, the last surviving stagecoach stop on the Apache Trail. It's amazing. It houses the teeny Superstition Mountains Museum, literally a garden shed, but rammed with history. And it's home to an incredible saloon, the Tortilla Flats Superstition Saloon. Now, the bar stools are actual saddles. Brilliant. And every single inch of the walls were covered with dollar bills, everyone signed by a patron. It's an amazing sight. Legend is the tradition started as gold prospectors passed through there on the way to the Superstition Mountains. Now, they wanted to be sure that they would have enough money left for a cold beer on the way back. So they'd sign a bill and then the saloon owner would pin it to the wall behind the bar. Well, it's a really big place, this saloon, and it's now estimated there's $160,000 on the walls. They also do a very fine burrito. Go and say hello. I'll see you in the desert.